In today's video, we're going to share with you a very important thing that I'm pretty sure majority of couples relationship, they struggle with, because we are all different. We are all different individuals, and we do have a... Why you keep looking at me this way and you shaking your head?
We're all different. Okay. Carry on, that's good.
And we do have introverts and extroverts. And sometimes it's hard to understand how those two completely different human beings can be together, how they're not going to fight, how they will find things in common together. So we are going to break it down for you in depth, based on a story.
What's good, guys? So this is Josh.
What's good, guys? Are you a priest?
What do you mean?
What's good, guys?
Please don't say that.
I don't know, sounds like a priest.
Is that what they say in Poland? What's good, guys? Thank you. Is that what you guys do? What's good, guys? This is Josh and this is Polly, and in this video we are going to be diving deep, because actually this is something very personal to us. Because when we first met, people used to look at us like at first, like, oh my gosh, Josh and Polly are together. And they used to...
Bloody hell, can you imagine?
Yeah, they are like either our work colleagues, teammates, or people like that. We used to work a lot with our colleagues and stuff. We used to be there like so many hours in the day. So it used to be like, Josh and Polly are together? This doesn't make sense. Polly, extrovert? Josh, introvert? Like, how does this even work?
Why would you give a spoiler? Maybe everyone will think I'm actually a super introverted person.
Okay, you guys, let us know in the comments. Did you think Polly was a super introverted person? I can guarantee 90% of people will say no, but let me see the comments. Did you think Polly was super introverted? I'll be actually interested to see. Peace, guys. So, what we want to do is we want to share with you, first of all, does it work? Well, the answer to that is yes, because as you can see. But second of all,
never was better.
Never was better. But actually, how can you take these things, whether you are an introvert and you are dating an extrovert, or maybe you're introvert or extrovert and you're thinking about dating the opposite, not sex, the opposite characteristic, the opposite trait? Well, what can you do to make it a beautiful relationship, make it even more powerful, make it even more loving, and actually accentuate each other's differences? So, the first thing that we want to say is, first of all, we want to define what is introvert, what is extrovert.
Introvert, I'm not sure if I was supposed to talk about introvert. Tell me your feelings. Who's an introvert?
Search your feelings. So, from my feelings, an introvert. Now, so basically what people typically define an introvert as is somebody who gets more energized from being in their own space, being by themselves, being not necessarily around people, but in their own space, and just that's how they get energized. If they're feeling low energy, being by themselves will bring their energy up.
And actually, looking from my perspective, who is an introvert? Introvert, usually that's how it, the definition is a person who's a shy person, who doesn't like to engage much, who doesn't like to speak much. That's how introverts are being defined, right?
But this is like a big misconception as well. Just if somebody's shy, it doesn't mean that they're an introvert. You know what I mean? Because sometimes often people think that, okay, I'm shy, so maybe I'm an introvert because I'm shy, I'm nervous. But people can be extroverted, getting fueled by being around people, but still be shy.
No, that's true. Because on the other hand, extrovert is a person people think that is shameless. Person that, will jump on the middle of the street and do the dance without the clothes or something like extra crazy, right?
Oh, your perception of extroverts is pretty out there.
No, but I'm exaggerating, obviously. But people think if you're an extrovert, it's mean, okay, so who's gonna go? You, because you're extrovert. It doesn't mean like this. You know what I mean?
But I do want to say a quick disclaimer, right? So on the surface, Polly will seem very much extroverted, especially when you get to meet her. She will definitely seem very much extroverted. Maybe you will. But what I do want to say is that actually, obviously getting to know Polly a lot more, I wouldn't say that she's completely extroverted, right? She has a lot of introvert tendencies. And this is something that you...
Like what?
Like my little introvert. And this is something that you want to come to accept about yourself, because oftentimes we think, okay, I'm either introvert or extrovert, but it doesn't work like that. It's more of like a spectrum of really, really super introverted here, really, really super extroverted.
Yeah, it's not like a sticker, you know what I mean? That if you're feeling shy about some situations or you don't want to engage, it's mean, okay, you're introvert.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're the crazy or the loud one, you're extrovert, because that's such a misconception, you know what I mean? And actually society is creating a view about you, because I've realized this with myself. Because I was brave, I was the one that would like to be in the middle of attention, talk to people, make people laugh. It became this sticker on me that I am extrovert, right? And then whichever situation I was feeling obligated that I should do this because I'm extrovert, that I should go and take that, opportunity.
Take that shirt off, dance on the streets, do all those crazy things.
Something like that. You know what I mean? And I think the society, it creates even bigger belief within you, and it makes you believe that you are having and wearing that sticker, and you should wear it all the time.
So the first thing that we want to say, point number one, if you're watching this video and whether you're introvert or extrovert, don't put yourself in a box. If you feel like, yes, I am introvert, don't box yourself in and say, oh, just
unless it's a big box.
Yeah, unless it's a big box in between the introvert extrovert tendencies. But don't box yourself in, because if you do, then it will start to already put doubts. Like, let's say you do meet an extrovert, you start to think, oh, but they're extrovert, will it work out, will this happen? No. Just take that box off. Know that, yes, I get charged up by being around myself, but I can still do extrovert things. I can still get along with people who are extrovert, or maybe even ambivert, which is in the middle, where kind of introvert, kind of extrovert.
And the thing that I personally, because, okay, extrovert, right? So for all of you extroverts out there, if you think that you only will be good with other extroverts because, we say the similarities drawn to each other, yeah? That is a saying in English?
Can be, it is now.
Something like that, right? That is so not true, because think about yourself, think about your life. Majority of your colleagues, or like people in your life that you were feeling good with, that you were actually having a good bond, they were same as you, extroverts, or maybe they were introverts. Because looking at my life, I always felt good with more introverted people. You know what I mean? They weren't overpowering me, let's be honest.
So were you overpowering them?
But they needed this, you know what I mean? They needed this little craziness. On the other side and hand, because they want the same thing. On the other side, I needed someone that I could feel good with and just be quiet and do not to speak and chill and do the things that extrovert people do too. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, if you're in a relationship, or you're starting, or you're just about, or you may be fearing that the person that you are with or you're dating, it's completely different than you. I think there is a huge benefit of this, because I cannot imagine better relationship I've got with my introvert man. No, seriously, you know what I mean? You're bringing out of me the side that I feel so comfortable, so secure, so calm. I can think more, I can react less. It's just balanced so much, right?
I think it's cool. Like, I noticed that as well when, especially first meeting Polly. Obviously, on the surface, you can see very much extrovert, very out there.
Psycho.
At first, maybe I did a bit.
You did.
Maybe just a bit. But that wasn't meeting her in person. That was meeting her on the screen where she was speaking.
When I fall asleep when you were speaking.
We could do a whole story about that, when I was on stage talking and she fell asleep. So now
That's
she admits
not true.
it.
That's not
so
true.
now she admits
That's
it.
not
So
true.
if she ever doubts it, you can come out to this video and
That's
you will
not
see the
true.
truth. But I admit, when I first met Polly, like, if you're
This is love. I could see those puppy eyes.
if you're attracted to someone, like energetically, spiritually, physically, everything, and the person just resonates with you, whether or not they're extrovert or introvert or the opposite to you, doesn't matter, because you already feel that connection, that spark, that chemistry. So actually it was pretty cool. So sometimes where me as an introvert would feel more just like sitting back, chilling out, not doing certain things, and then Polly, I would be with Polly, and then she would feel like more doing like things that are out there or anything like that. Then it would kind of bring that side of me out, like, because now we have that connection, instead of it just being me who's doing the things out there, it would be both of us, and it'd be like, you know what, why don't I do that? So now it's kind of, the reason why we say it's very interesting, very cool, is because now it kind of brings you outside your comfort zone. Just like with Polly, maybe there's certain things where you would have been a bit more out there, but he's like, hold on, Josh is chilling, maybe I should chill now, maybe I should do this, maybe I should
Rest my energy a little bit.
Exactly,
right?
recharge. So now you're living a whole different life to what you was living, not in a fake way, but in a new awakened way, in a way where it's like, oh, I never thought to do that before, let me try that. Now you try each other's things, and then you see what you do like, what you don't like. Because there was sometimes for me, where it'd be a case where I don't want to do all that, I don't want to go all the way out there, I still want to chill. But now this is where the third key thing that we're going to share. So first key thing was don't put yourself in a box. Second key thing is seeing about that balance, about whether you want to try different things or not. But the third key thing is then about communicating, right? After that testing phase, after seeing that, okay, I do like that, I'm not really a fan of that, I want to act like this, now you communicate. Because I'm pretty sure there was times for you where you was a bit like, why is Josh not speaking as much? Does this mean that he doesn't like me or whatever?
You know, guys, at the beginning when you're dating somebody, this uncomfortable silence, Jesus, with introverts it will happen often.
With introverts, you're in heaven. Silence, anyone who's comfortable in silence, you're like, oh, thank you for being here.
But you know,
we could be in silence and we could just be having the best time ever. But then you get an introvert comes into the room, they're looking around like, what the heck is happening here?
No, but you know, especially when you're dating at the very beginning, with the extrovert, the silence won't happen because the silence is uncomfortable. So the extrovert always will make sure to speak. And you know, sometimes you speak too much, you speak unnecessarily. But also on the other hand, if you don't know someone that much and the silence is happening, you actually don't know where you stand on. Are they like you? Are they actually seeing a future with you? Like, it's not really much of the words, put out there. I was like, oh my gosh, should I tell him I love him already? Like, this is amazing, I was so excited. But Josh was like this, and I was trying to read from his face, but it's not readable. Like,
Poker
seriously.
face, guys, poker face. Don't play poker with me.
He's dropping these jokes that is not funny and you still don't know what's going on. Like, for real. That's why communication is the key, and it's not only key when it's an introvert, extrovert. Communication is the key in your life. Because if you've got a question, if you wonder something and you want to ask other person what they think about this, well, you may wonder forever. You may get yourself overthinking. You may get yourself out of that relationship with no reason. So I guess the easiest thing is to ask other person how they feel, what they see between you, and like just speak openly. Because if you're gonna talk to introvert, it's not like they muted people. They're just very chill, laid back. Right?
And the thing about introverts as well, it's like, at least from my perspective, is I enjoy speaking, but about deeper stuff, right? I find extroverts are very good.
Be careful what you're saying, right?
Extroverts are
words.
and you can back me up on this. Extroverts are very good at small talk, right? Like you said, those awkward silences. What do you fill them with? Do you fill them with deep, meaningful conversations?
Remember once there was this silence, and I was like, do.
What was this?
After the event, they were sitting having dinner, and there was
everyone
the
in the team is
silence.
introvert, except for Polly, who's extrovert.
And they were eating, you know what I mean? Everyone eat. Normally during the dinner, you just chat, someone drops the joke, silence. So the silence
That was
was
the best
there.
dinner of my lifetime.
Everyone were eating, and I was out of no reason.
And I think even someone said, whenever Polly gets awkward, that she starts making sounds with her mouth. And it's so true. Actually, that stopped after some time. This is the point, right? Extroverts typically fill the silence, not with anything deep and meaningful, but something small talk. Not that it's a bad thing, because it's a valid skill, it's a valid thing to keep conversation flowing. But I find introverts very much more thrive when it's deep, meaningful conversations. It's almost like, think of it from a perspective of, if you are an introvert and you get charged up by yourself. What does that mean? When you're outside, it means that you may have a social battery, right? Where things may feel like when you're outside for too much, talking to people for too much, your battery may start to feel drained. So now you know that you've got that social battery, right? Not to put you in a box and say you've got a social battery, it runs out after 1 hour. That's not the case. It's very dynamic. But if you do have a battery, as an introvert, subconsciously, you're going to be very mindful about what you are doing, right, with that social battery. Are you going to be taking every occasion to like spur out things that you're saying, or are you going to be a bit more introvert and just conserve what you need to? And then when it's meaningful for you, when it makes you feel fulfilled, when it makes you feel like you're thriving and talking about that thing, you're going to speak. So oftentimes what I find, like as an introvert, is speaking about deep, meaningful things don't really take much out of my social battery, if at all. If anything, it might push my social battery back up. But talking about small talk for me, this is why there's different kinds of introverts as well. Talking about small talk for me, it kind of, in my mind, I don't feel like it's not pointless, but it's about a lot more like, not my vibe, you know what I mean? So what I found with Polly, when she asked me about those things, we're communicating, right? When you said, Josh, you're not even speaking, what is this? I found it very, very helpful for...
I told you this a few times, no?
Yeah. Polly was like, Josh, you're not speaking, you're not being, what do you say, affectionate, you're not being affectionate. I was like, damn, man, I'm having the best time of my life. I'm in here having a party, doing everything good. And then Polly's like, what's this? But actually it was really, really beneficial. So that's why our first point is don't put yourself in a box, because introverts can act like extroverts in some situations, extroverts can act like introverts in some situations. The second thing is knowing and testing different things out, using each other's strengths and weaknesses, and testing who you are as an individual, what you like doing. Finding those things that maybe you don't like doing, communicating. Find those things that you don't understand, still communicating.
Because actually introverts are just waiting for you to ask this deep question, then he can speak for hours. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But actually what I realized, like, it is so much of extrovert within you too. You know what I mean? That it was waken up by me, proudly I can say it. So it is not like solidly someone is an introvert, solidly is an extrovert. And I think this is like the best combination ever, because you can learn so much, you can try new things, you can complement each other, and you can become, not like you are not full and complete because you are yourself, But because there's so many opportunities, so many things, so many paths that you may never think of taking or trying, by being in a relationship with someone who may seem be completely opposite, you've got opportunity for both of you to try all of this, you know what I mean? All those things on the spectrum, and you're actually enjoying life more, you're learning about life more, and you will know how to behave, what to do in any situation, because you've tested everything. You know, on the other hand, if you will be only this extrovert person, you'll be only on that one part of the spectrum where everything is like, wow, chaos, loud, ta 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 ta. If you're an introvert only, you will always be this hermit, put as a, hermit.
Calling me a hermit?
Sure, no, it's like, all the story.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Beyond this box, like, you quiet, you know what I mean? They don't speak, let's don't ask them because they this person. But then imagine if you are combine all these powers together between both of you. It's like perfect combo.
And I think the last thing I want to say about this, just to wrap this video up as well, is just change your perspective as well. Because coming to this video, maybe you had the perspective of where you was in that box, okay, I'm introvert and they're extrovert, or I'm extrovert, they're introvert. Do they like me? Am I going to be too talkative? Or am I going to be too quiet? Coming to this with a new perspective, in the sense, but I know for me, as an extrovert, being around Polly, there were certain times where Polly would be more outspoken and speaking. I'll be looking at her thinking, oh, that's so cool how she does that, or that's so cool how she phrased that, or that's so cool how she acted like that in that situation, right? And I know what you mentioned as well, being extrovert, being around an introvert, there were certain times where you felt like, oh, that's interesting how you do that, oh, that's so cool. So come in with this new perspective that don't think that, oh, am I too shy, or am I too quiet, or am I too outspoken? Come in with the perspective that both opposites can attract, right? Where as an extrovert, it will be the case where now you know that going to meet an introvert or being around an introvert, it's like they're probably thinking how cool it is that I can do some of this stuff, or that I act like this. And the same vice versa for that introvert. Go into that situation not thinking, oh, am I going to be too quiet? Go into that situation knowing that maybe this extrovert is going to actually get something from this, take something away, that how there can be silences without awkwardness, how I can do this without doing that. So change your perspective on introvert versus extrovert and see how it can be introvert and extrovert, and trust us, it can definitely work, and it can feel even more fulfilling than anything that you've even known.
You learn so much more, and you see the parts of yourself that they were forced by society, that you weren't feel uncomfortable with them, but you got used to so much that kind of behavior. And when you discover and try it because you've had amazing opportunity with a person that you love and you share your life with, you actually realize, oh my gosh, I prefer that much more. And maybe you will discover that you're more introvert, or maybe you're in between. So it's such a beautiful journey. And for all of you who are fearing, who are being, maybe doubting a little bit and like, is this gonna work? It will work. It's just your open mind, your open heart, and willingness to try and learn, and all this amazingness that is unfolding in front of you.
So enjoy, take yourself out of the box, experiment, test new things together, communicate how you're feeling, what's working, what's maybe not working, and trust us, you'll have an even more fulfilling, happy relationship. And this goes for any relationship. Communication is key. So enjoy. We hope you enjoyed this video, guys. We hope you got a lot of value. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell next to it so you don't miss any more of these videos every single week. Other than that, we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Catch you soon.
Love you, kiss you, miss you.